Hi everyone, families, leaders, brothers and sisters of Right Arm and Nevo. I'm Professor Dr. Jeffrey Gunn, co-founder of Right Arm Global Alliance DAO community. I'm in Europe right now, counting down this new year with all of you. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Today is not just a year-end Zoom. Today is a reset. Today it's a declaration. Today is us drawing a line between what tried to break us in 2025 and what we are going to build in 2026. Let me start with the truth, because leaders don't hide from the truth. For the past 7 years, Right Arm built a reputation with a winning streak, 16 projects that brought result, confidence, and fame. We became known as a community that could spot opportunities, build leaders, and execute fast. But in 2025, our worst fear happened. We took a big hit. We failed in a project. And I want to say this clearly. That failure did not define us. It revealed us actually, because when pressure came, the world didn't see Right Arm disappear. The world saw Right Arm stand up. The world saw Right Arm unite. The world saw Right Arm came back stronger through the Nevo movement and through crypto for good as our backbone. So if 2025 tested our faith, then 2026 will prove our strength. Now, I want everyone to understand something. Nevo is not just a brand. Nevo is not just an ecosystem. Nevo is a movement of evolution, new vision, new opportunity, and new purpose. And we didn't rebuild this alone. We were guided by purpose, led by the Few Social founder, Jerry Lopez, bringing crypto for good into our bloodstream, giving this community a new identity beyond profit only. From Philcoin came a bigger beginning. From purpose came infrastructure. And from that journey came the birth of Phil AI. What we position as the world's first decentralized AI plus decentralized physical infrastructure network built for real-world computing demand. That is a big sentence, okay? So let me make it like simple. We are not here to chase hype. We are here to build infrastructure that the AI world already will need, okay? And as we move through 2025, from the Dubai conference to the Singapore Global Business Philanthropy Forum, all the way to our Kuala Lumpur Year-End Leaders Summit that ended last month, our Right Arm DAO Council and Nevo leadership did something very rare. Okay, we put ego aside. Firstly, we signed MOUs with 10 blockchain Web3 crypto projects to adopt PAI token as one of their native utility tokens. Projects that agreed to bind together under one mission, one vision, and one direction to rebuild the name of crypto with philanthropy and accountability as our backbone. And this is what makes Nevo different. Most ecosystems are just partnership banners. We are building a unified mission alliance. Now, let me talk about the journey of Phil AI in 2025. Okay, because this part matters for probably every investors and every leaders that's listening to this Zoom right now. So Phil AI went through thick and thin, okay? We didn't got it easy, okay? We faced delayed pre-sale. We faced unforeseen circumstances. Our DAO had to prioritize the recovery plan and community stability. And yes, our mainnet launching timeline was also delayed. But listen carefully. Even though disappointments, uncertainties, and the rocky middle part of it, our DAO council and our global leaders and our global investors also did not abandon the mission. That is loyalty, that is belief, that is real community. And I want to recognize something publicly. Phil Social supported the initial price action around 50 cents for almost 2 months. Not because they had to, but because they believed Phil AI token was worth more than that. Then on December 12th or 12/12, we listed on Bitmart. And from that point until today, Phil AI has exceeded expectation, stabilizing around $1.50 to around $3, and even reaching an all-time high of around $8 recently. And while the price is not the only thing that matters, price is a proof of belief, isn't it? Okay, so tonight, I want to recognize our global DAO Council and leaders who work tirelessly to make this real. Okay, because we ended the year not only with a strong market story, we ended the year with execution. Okay, we have surpassed the 10,000 machine mark. We closes the year beautifully, even if the middle was a bit rocky. So now, some of you only look at charts, okay, but leaders look at foundation. Let me share the foundation's updates. Okay, in 2025, Phil AI didn't just talk, Phil AI actually built. Okay, we have expanded to around 100,000 machines that is already in operation in Malaysia. We have 1,000 machines is in Phuket, and we have finalized last week when I was in Korea that Phil AI is starting to build an experience center in Seoul, Korea, estimated to complete by around February 2026. A real location for training, education, and excursion for Central Asia community and probably beyond. Okay, and here is the part many people outside our community are starting to notice. Our ASEAN infrastructure is sparking serious interest from Western AI cloud service providers because they want to subscribe to computing power in the region so they can provide AI services to Eastern Asian market using a mature infrastructure base. That means we are not selling dreams. We are building supply for an industry that is screaming for demand. Okay, now, before I go deeper into strategy, I must say something we should all be grateful for. We must honor the Phil AI founding team and angel investors because they put their money where their mouth is. They invested around $200 million already to build 100,000 AI machines in Malaysia, even before our community raised a single dollar for them in May this year. And the CEO, Brian Pillay, weathered the storm with us even though he didn't need to. Okay, so I'm sure that gave our community investors and members a lot of confidence. And not only that, Phil AI gave our community a goodwill discount pathway to use the Phil AI platform so our people can rebuild hope, rebuild momentum, and recover through PAI token mining and utility. So to me, that is partnership, that is leadership, that is standing together in the storm. Now, let's shift a bit, okay? Enough of the business headlines. Now, let's talk about the upside. Tokenomics, scarcity, strategy, because this is where smart people win actually. Okay, here's the key message, okay? In the first 1,100 days, that's 3 years if you are counting, okay, there will be a maximum of about 75 million PAI token in circulation, but it is not released in one shot, okay? It is released gradually, daily over time. So, meaning the runway is long, the window is real, and the advantage belongs to the early builders actually. And the first 3 years of every 11/11, okay, or we call it, Chinese call it People's Day, or would you like to call it Phil AI Token Day, the production reduces by 25%. Okay, so what happens when production reduces but demand grows? scarcity. The word is scarcity. When mining difficulty increases, eventually price must follow scarcity, especially when utility and adoption are expanding. Now, imagine this with me, okay? Even if we ignore burning, if we ignore collaborations, if within 3 years we list on 10 tier 2 or below exchanges, onboard at least, let's say, 1 million secondary market holders with a minimum of 10 PI token each. Family, the price doesn't need a miracle. The math becomes the miracle. Okay, and for the initial miners, listen closely. You will regret you didn't buy more machines when you were able to produce around 8 tokens daily right now, while global hash rate is still low, okay? Because early miners are not participants, okay? Early miners are manufacturers. So you manufacture the scarce digital asset, and every token you produce is backed by real world computing power, meaning the token is not just a number on a screen. It represents computing capacity that the AI industry increasingly needs already. Now, to strengthen this entire ecosystem, we are building the utility pathway that reduce sell pressure and increase holding power. Okay, so listen to this. First, January 2026, we are launching a DeFi borrowing and lending protocol, as all of you already heard of. Up to today, we have commitments from VC, family office, institutions, private equities, banks, individual lenders, hedge funds. All of them right now is around about $8 million ready to be loaned out to PAI token holders. And why is this a game changer? Because it means you don't need to sell your token when it has not achieved your target price. You can borrow against it for liquidity. You can repeat the process strategically. Okay, borrow when price is low, manage liquidity, and when price hikes, you still hold your position. Everyone's target price is obviously different. So this system, together with the Kivu credit card, will greatly reduce sell pressure. Less sell pressure, more stability means upward pressure. Okay? Second, January 2026, the Kivu credit card is launching also. So PAI holders will be able to escrow PAI tokens within the Nevo back office system to build a credit line and apply for a crypto credit card. This is not just convenience to me. This is real world utility. Visa level spending power connected to PAI token value. Okay, so now third, February 2026, we are launching 10 projects that will averagely accept around 50% in PAI token to participate into their blockchain products and services. And the bigger target for 2026, we have also announced in Kuala Lumpur in our leaders conference, we aim to onboard minimum 30 to 50 projects. And here's the discipline that makes our model powerful. All project onboarded must accept part PAI token as an incubation exchange, and those projects sign an MOU and use a multi-signature structure where they are unable to sell the PAI token received into the secondary market. Okay, meaning PAI token used for project participation is effectively removed from global circulation. That creates demand, that creates scarcity, that creates price pump pressure. Okay, and we also add another layer, of course, for new investors outside our community who wants to participate in these projects. They must buy Philcoin, exchange into into PAI token, then only they are able to participate. So this creates pump pressure for Philcoin, and because PAI token is paired to Philcoin, okay, when Philcoin price is pumping, PAI token follows through real utility flow. Okay, so now let's do simple math, because leaders must understand numbers always, right? If each project raised an average of $10 million, an average 50% must use PAI token. That's $5 million worth of PAI token demand per project. So if we do 50 projects in year 2026, or even probably spill over to year 2027, okay, that's $250 million worth of PAI token demand removed from circulation and locked into company treasuries, becoming part of all these project companies' valuation asset. Now, people will always ask me, why would project accept PAI if they can't sell it? Because we are also building the liquidity solution for them. With institution money, private equity, and banks supplying the DeFi lending protocol, this project can borrow liquidity using their PAI token holdings, so they can operate, build, and scale without dumping the market, okay? And here's the long-term strategy layer, okay? In 2027, if PAI increases to around, let's say, $20 to $30, projects have an option of selling back the PAI token to the DAO at a 75% discount rate. And the DAO community will burn those tokens transparently in the burn wallet address that is already stated in the white paper. Okay, so either way, PAI token is pushed towards scarcity already. So with this knowledge today, congratulations to all initial stage 1 miners. Okay, you are not buyers. Okay, you are early manufacturers of a scarce digital asset. Okay, so now let's talk about supply control, because this is critical. Stage 1, okay, we have already announced that we will only allow sales of the PhilAI machine to a maximum of 20,000 machines, closing by end of January 2026. Okay, so even if we don't hit that 20,000, we will also stop selling for a period of time. Okay, this caps the global hash rate at around about 2 million megahash. Okay, and each P100 machine produces approximately around 105 PAI token monthly. Okay, so then from February 2026 onwards, we focus on adoption and utility, targeting PAI token value to a minimum of around $20 to $30 through collaboration of 30 to 50 different projects in the crypto and Web3 blockchain space. So, and I'm going to give you a hint, okay? Some of the projects that we are onboarding are actually government level projects. So opportunities where only with PAI token you can participate. Okay? So imagine that headline goes public. Okay? People outside of RideArm, outside of our community, will want PAI token. Not because we told them to, but because they don't want to miss access. Okay, the word is access. Okay, and when PAI hits around $20 to $30, that is when we release the second batch of miners. So this strategy increases the value of the machines too. So we will also introduce machine OTC or peer-to-peer transfer of ownership very soon. Okay, after February definitely. So meaning the P50 at $2,500 today or P100 machine at $5,000 today is not the final story. So machine value may rise before batch 2 that is deployed. Okay, that's available. So, and if we release, for example, let's say 10,000 units in, let's say, quarter 4 of 2026. Okay, it can sell out probably in days, because by then there will be 3/4 of testimonials and track records of token price growth already. So, and let me be clear, we are not inventing the wheel or reinventing the wheel, okay? So this strategy was adopted by actually Bitmain. History shows how Bitcoin mining cycles were built. We are applying a proven model inside a new industry called AI computing. So now I also want to add an institutional credibility point that's extremely important for trust. Okay, so Feel Social in the beginning of the Nevo movement uses their company valuation of $1.2 billion to support our community with an institutional grade compliance pathway regulated in America. Okay, that is massive for any crypto community, my friends. Okay, so and this year, guess what? They were re-evaluated by the evaluator that evaluates Coinbase, evaluates Pinterest. Okay, and after re-evaluating, their valuation is at a staggering $4.8 billion right now, as of right now. Okay, so this gives Nevo movement a higher level of accountability because it becomes verifiable, compliance driven, and trust building for institution and corporate collaboration. So in this industry, trust is the currency, right? Okay, so and Nevo is building trust with structure, okay, most importantly. Now, I want to pause and talk about unity. Here's the big part. Because of all this strategy, all of this tokenomics, all of this infrastructure, it only becomes real when a community executes it together. That is what unity looks like, okay? When all our resources collaborate together, we attract higher quality projects, we attract bigger opportunities, and we bring the Nevo movement to greater heights. Now, let's bring it back to where we are right now. Okay, holiday season is almost over, okay? And even during the holidays, we sold around 3,000 machines in December 2025, as of today. Okay, so what happens in January? When all leaders return to war mode, Sparta. I believe those numbers can double or triple up. And on January 5th, 2026, Feel Social will open their SocialFi users to the opportunity to buy machine using Philcoin also. Okay, they have about around 400,000 Philcoin holders right now. Imagine just 10% catching wind of what is happening with PI token today. You do the math, okay? So now, before I close, I want to speak directly to two groups, okay? Leaders and investors, all members, okay? So, to the leaders, build your business big in 2026 using the Nevo movement as your strongest tool, okay? Focus on scaling your team size through daily income producing activities, okay? Invite, follow up, present, educate, support, most importantly, okay? Join daily webinars, okay? Host daily webinars, train your leaders, attend events, attend coaching, attend everything the community is organizing, okay? Online or offline, okay? Online and offline actually, okay? So because participation compresses your time, okay? The more you participate, the faster you grow actually. And yes, I'm going to say it plainly, work your ass off to achieve financial freedom in the shortest period of time using the Nevo movement and crypto for good causes, okay? Because the market doesn't reward talkers. The market rewards builders, okay? So remember, thinkers never do, doers never think. So be the rare one. Think clearly, then do aggressively. Okay. To the investors and members, thank you, very importantly. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for standing with the community when it wasn't easy. Okay. But I also want to tell you something with love, very importantly. To make your investment a success, you must take responsibility for your own growth. Stay updated. Ask your introducers questions. Attend trainings. Attend online sessions. Attend offline events. Okay? Use your PAI tokens to participate in project launches within the Nevo ecosystem to maximize your chance for those crypto dreams outcome of 100x or 1000x opportunities. Okay, and as a DAO council, we assure you we do due diligence. We only bring projects we see value in. Okay, if you like what you see, slowly but surely, I hope that you bring in all your circle of influence, family and friends, so they can also benefit from a movement built on crypto for good and Nevo in unity. Okay, so now let me end where I began with truth. 2025 hurts, okay, but 2025 also proves something to the world. Right arm doesn't die when we take a hit. Right arm evolves, okay. Right arm basically is stronger than ever with all of our leaders in unity. And I want everyone to carry this mindset into 2026. If you stand in the present and look in the past, the only thing you get is regret, okay? If you stand in the present and look into the future, the only thing you get is a lot of uncertainty, okay? So I want everyone to take a time machine with me to stand in the future, experience the future, live and feel the future, and come back into the present day. Take action for the future you want and you have already envisioned. Okay? Because unity is not a slogan. Unity is execution, my friends. And as your leader, I take pride in what we have achieved in 2025, especially how we overcame 2025. And I promise you, I will continue to use my effort, my time, my strength, and my wisdom to lead all of you into a stronger, better year of 2026. Okay, I love all of you. Okay, and I see all of you in Phuket for our January function. Okay, we have a January training that's coming up on end of January 2026. So for those of you who don't have the details, please ask the leaders who have invited you to this Zoom. Let's go into year 2026 fearlessly, okay? With one heart, one mission, and one movement, okay? Happy New Year to all my family. Happy New Year 2026, everyone. Wishing all of you everlasting health and happiness, most importantly. Nevo, let's build everlasting wealth and legacy together. I'm Professor Dr. Jeffrey, your community founder, signing off. See all of you on the top, as one of my close brother always say, because the bottom is just way too crowded. Thank you, everyone. I love all of you. Bye. Happy 2026, everyone. Cheers.